But we have some a bunch of legends here, and I would like to ask you guys to just say hello to the people, introduce yourself, and introduce your band, and then we'll get into it.
Yeah, hey, I'm Shivam from Space Remedy, and it's been around 8 to 9 years since we've been a part of this band. And if I start to talk about the journey for the band, like we started back in 2016, and at the time I came to Bangalore, I was a solo musician back then, and I released an album alone. It was called First Expedition, and to play the album live, I was looking out for musicians to join me. And the first person I encountered was actually I met a lot of musicians before that, but the person who helped with the breakthrough was Varun. He joined as a drummer for the band, and we started looking for other musicians, and it's been a journey since then. And yeah, that was the inception of Space Remedy, and it's been a great journey so far.
Awesome. What genre do you guys play?
So we are into progressive rock, and it's a mix of ambient plus heavy sounds. So we kind of serve both the audiences who are into some damnation style, opeth sounds, as well as some heavy Tool kind of soundscapes as well. So it's a blend of both worlds, and that's our sound.
Hey guys, I'm Vishal from Fallen Letters. We play progressive metal. I play the guitar and I also sing. And we formed back in 2023. We were a duo, me and Aditya, our college mates, and we used to share a lot of progressive music, you could say, which is now, we didn't know it was prog then, but and then we were sharing ideas in 2023, and then we decided to form a band and call it Fallen Letters. So, and we are similarly inspired by Opeth, Caledonia, and other bands, and we also have huge alternative influences like Deftones and other bands like that. So yeah, that's our band.
Hey guys, Abhishek here from the Pulse Theory. We're a prog metal band based out of Bangalore. Came into existence back in 2013. It's been quite an amazing journey. We are also the force behind Prog Encounters. The same team, is responsible for setting this up. Yeah, that's a little about me. I handle the vocal duties, also manage the band. It's a melodic prog sound that we have, if you heard the Pulse Theory, but I think we try to bring in some uniqueness with the way we blend melodies and technical elements. But yeah, that's a little about who we are.
So hi, I'm Varun. I'm from Space Remedy. I play drums for the band, and I think as Shiva mentioned, so we guys connected back in 2016, and I actually was the first. I think he approached me that he is releasing this solo album. So at that point of time, I kind of just ignored the message, and who could have ever thought that we'll be playing like for a decade. So yeah, then one of his songs turned up on my feed, and that was The Abandoned. The song's name is The Abandoned, and I love the chord structures in that. So then I saw that this guy has already messaged me like last 2 months that bro, you want to play. So that is the time we started. We met for the first time, and then I think that's how the journey started, and we're very happy that where we are today. So that is like, it's good.
Nice. So guys, what instruments do you guys play? And tell us about how that started. Like, what was it like making that choice? Did you see somebody else playing it and you had that moment where like, meko bhi itna cool banna hai? So yeah, take us through that.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I was always fascinated with the guitar, and naturally, I think I was a decent vocalist, but I always more fascinated with the guitar. And I was horrible at academics back in my school days, and my parents never got me a guitar because I was bad at studies, and it took me a while to get my first guitar, and I learned it all by myself via YouTube and like whatever I could find over the internet. And yeah, so that's my primary instrument along with the vocals. Lately, I mean, as I was a solo musician, I tried to do whatever I could myself. So that involved learning production a lot. So I really enjoy doing the production work and translating the sound that I have in my head, onto the digital record. So yeah, I try to add in some musicality through that aspect as well, through the production and the recording and mixing process. So I would consider that also as an instrument, or as something I contribute in terms of music.
Vishal?
Yeah, so I play the guitar and I sing in Fallen Letters. So with the guitar, it's a funny story. Like my granddad is a musician. My parents always wanted me to get into music, but my dad wanted me to get into more classical side. But my mom put me into guitar classes, and then I got my first guitar without knowing anything. I got an electric guitar from Italy, which my dad got. So I was like, I should learn guitar. That's how I kind of got into learning it. And I was listening to a lot of bands. I did try to go to classes, but it didn't work out. But I self-taught, and it was very fascinating to learn the guitar and everything else. And vocals was just a side effect of it. Like Shiva mentioned, like no one else was there to do it, so I eventually got into it. I was a huge fan of Backstreet Boys back then. The vocal melodies were beautiful. So that's how I started also singing. And as it went on, like metal became a huge thing, shredding became a huge thing. So that's how I got more fascinated with the guitar and started learning everything else. So that's the main story.
So I handle the vocals, and I also write and compose for the Pulse Theory. When it comes to my journey, I think like similar in a sense, not formally trained, but back when I was a kid, my brother was in a metal band, and like, there were musicians all the time in my house, and listening to good old 80s stuff and Judas Priest and Maiden, Megadeth, all that was a part of my household, and I thought that was the life. I always wanted to be on stage. So I used to sing alone. I mean, I've spent years singing in the shower and thinking that I've absolutely killed it, but I was like too shy for the longest time to really go up on stage. I think it finally happened in class 11 when I did an audition for the school band and got that little bit of confidence that, hey, I can do it. So it's been an interesting journey. I mean, I think the composing bit also was, in a sense, natural because I was hearing so much great music all around me. So some bit of that, I think, got inculcated. And I just started writing and, taking inspiration from a lot of those 80s bands. I mean, if you check them out, the songwriting, I think, is unparalleled in terms of the melodies and compositions from that time. So I think that had a huge influence. And yeah, it's all translated into, what we do today. So yeah, that's a little about my journey.
So for me, it started back in fourth standard. The inspiration was basically the national anthem. I used to see the guys playing. One was the side drum, and this was the other drum, the snare drum, today's snare drum. So yeah, I started from there, and then I used to play with pens on this thing. There was no much of musical setup in school that time. So yeah, that's how we started, and I started the marching band, and from there slowly I started that time 3 people used to play one drum kit in the national anthem. One used to play on the hats, one used to play the kick drum and the snare, and one used to play on the floor drum. So it used to be like that. So I started from there, and then self-taught, and till date I have no idea about tabs, theory. Everything is just automatically. I think it's gradually progressing also. I've been very, I would say, privileged to be with a lot of good musicians around me, which has kind of helped me evolve. Like, I would just say that earlier, like 4x4 is still always like everything is 4x4. I always had the curiosity of, venturing into different, that how could it be possible to play something like that? So like I said, in Space Remedy, we kind of explored all those things, and they just came naturally. So I think that journey is still always on, the learning curve.
I think all of us had that question at some point, where like, why is all the music in the world 4x4?
Yeah.
How can I just try something else?
Yeah.
That's such a wrong thing.
Dude, like we've been playing the odd time so much lately that now 4x4 feels a little difficult.
That's odd now.
That's odd.
And I think I think day by day the curiosity is just increasing, that how to make it sound. So like for us, it's been like the fundamental thing in that what is always is that, of course, we have to make it like different in terms of its time signatures and explorative that way, and while keeping it melodic in the same way, so that, because I as a listener can say that when I had no idea about how a very complex time signature sounds, I used to always be doing that math in my head that how it is doing, how everybody knows where is the one. But now if as a layman, if I listen to some of the complex music also, it's possible to still make it sound very natural to the listener, who may not be really having any idea about an odd time signature. However, they're still able to perceive and absorb that kind of music in a good way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do write complex stuff, but make it feel like just
Yeah.
simple 4x4. That's
Yeah.
the best kind of writing. Next one, I'm looking for wrong answers only. What is a Prog musician's favorite energy drink?
Lemon soda? I don't know.
I think Irish coffee would be a good choice. Like it's the best of both worlds. You get the coffee and alcohol.
Yeah.
See, definitely not Scotch. I think. I don't know.
Not for the music we play.
Yeah,
Stuff.
I
But
think
it should be
it's not-
wrong answer, no? So it's Scotch.
Yeah. Yeah, Scotch. Yeah. Scotch is the wrongest answer.
Lemon soda was really cool.
Yeah. Scotch is the wrongest answer.
Oreo shake, bro. Oreo shake.
Oreo shit.
Just kidding.
That's the wrong answers only, no? Yeah. Chavanprash, maybe. Yeah.
What do you guys generally, hydrate yourself, or what do you drink before going on stage,
Water, man.
before playing? Water?
I've become a big coffee nerd. Like
Yeah.
in last 1 year, I've just been obsessed with brewing coffee and I plan like in the night. Okay, tomorrow morning I'll brew the coffee. This is what I'll brew, and also it's really getting over me.
Yeah. Getting a French press before you
Yeah.
go on stage, like just.
I'm the
Aeropress
guy, but
Aeropress.
Oh, that's the new thing now.
Yeah, that's the new thing.
You gotta keep up.
So back then, like many years back, we used to, before the show, we used to kind of drink a lot and, appear on stage all woozy and happy. But as our music has become more and more complex, we've become extremely sorted
lost the privilege to
fellows.
that.
Yeah, so like what Shivam said, like a coffee or something before the gig, and I carry some ginger water. People think I'm drinking neat shots, but it's all, hot water with ginger. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
signs of age also
Yes.
catching up.
Age is definitely playing a role, man.
Let's call it the musical maturity.
Yeah,
Age is
that's
like
better
Pareto.
actually.
So definitely. So wrong answer in this would be like maybe a joint is the wrong answer, and drinks also.
Are you
like,
sure it's the wrong answer?
Now it's a wrong answer. Maybe a few years back it was the rightest answer.
Okay, so what was the first prog song you guys heard? And I really want to hear the range in this because I know prog itself is very different for all of us. It's it's a very broad term.
That's true.
So yeah, I want to hear like what was that moment like for you guys? Where were you? And take us back to like what it was, what song it was going on, what song was going on in the were you listening to, and what was going on with you when you were listening to that song? Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, I back in the days when I used to play music, I was just singing. I was in the college band, and the kind of music I was into back in those days were indie pop or indie rock. I used to sing Indian or Pakistani bands like Gel and Strings and stuff. A big fan. But lately, my band started changing the direction, and they started listening to more, evolved forms of music. So the drummer of my band introduced me to Porcupine Tree, and the first song he played for me as a beginner was Trains, and now I'm sure we all are not that much fascinated with Trains, but for the first time I heard it, it just blew my mind, and especially the drum groove is something I was mesmerized and trying to understand what the hell is happening here, and so. Yeah, I mean, a lot of interesting odd time changes in that song, and after that I heard Anesthetize, and so that was a big shock.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my first introduction, and then I started trying to understand what's really happening, and yeah, it's been till now. I think we've come to a point where we have decoded what's really happening inside a prog song, but as an outsider, first when you hear it, like it's very hard to comprehend what's happening. Yeah, that was my journey.
For me, I think I didn't know I was listening to prog in the first place. Like, I got into it through Opeth. Ghost Reveries was my introduction to it. But I didn't know that it was prog. Like, yeah, it sounded great. I think Opeth does prog in a way where you don't think it's very proggy, it just feels so melodic and direction. But eventually I got to know, like, okay, the time signatures are very different, and they combine. In prog doesn't have to be only time signature changes. It can be structure changes as well, where he just brings in an acoustic section in between. So I'd say Opeth was my main introduction to prog, and then I discovered Porcupine Tree and different bands like that. And I know Pink Floyd's obviously considered the psychedelic prog,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I've heard of them way back then. But again, I didn't know that they were prog. But I'd say it goes back then, maybe in like 8th or 9th when I was listening to Pink Floyd. That's the first introduction to prog retroactively. Yeah.
I know I'll sound a little old when I say this, but when back in early 2000s is when I listened to Dream Theater for the first time. And I was wondering, like, who are these crazy fuckers? What on earth is happening? You know, it was too much to comprehend. But I mean, we sent, and thanks to my brother, of course, I was getting into all of these amazing bands. But back then, we knew that, okay, this is like a special set of guys. And there's one particular song, Wait for Sleep, which is a piano and vocals. That's it. I think it's the first song from the Images and Words album. That was the first song ever, and till date, I think it's one of the best compositions ever. It's of course on a time signature, but it's so haunting. So that song by DT, Wait for Sleep, I think was really the pathway. And of course, yeah, Floyd, when Another Brick in the Wall came out, like even before that, that was a huge moment, I think, for many of us. We'd never heard something like that. But yeah, I think these were the two bands which got me interested in prog to start with. Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, because I studied in Himachal near Shimla, so we used to go around. I was traveling with my friends, and that time these speaker phones, this Nokia phones had come, and in that somebody had got two songs of Porcupine Tree. One was Arriving Somewhere, and one Buying New Soul. These were the two songs, and that was and for me as an inspiration also. Gavin Harrison is the biggest inspiration for me as a drummer. So that is the time when I heard, and then I realized that the drums being played in this is slightly different from anything what I've ever heard till now. Like this drummer there's something special. He's doing a lot with the cymbals, and initially before that I had listened to everything which is like very normal. You're more folk. But here I thought that in this song, drums is playing its own role, because usually the vocalist or the guitars or those things are something which you would perceive initially. But in this song, I was able to segregate that the drums is playing its own part. So then I got very inspired by it, that I wanted to explore more of it. That's how I like. In fact, me and Shivam have done this game also at his place, because I have heard so much Porcupine Tree. I have been like top point something % of their listeners. That I was facing the other side, and he played any random Porcupine Tree song, and I have to tell within like the first 5 seconds. I have to tell which song, and I actually
of course there are some older albums that like you have not explored the entire discography. It's so huge, and I have not done it to like being a big Porcupine Tree fan. But I was just playing some random songs, and this guy knows everything in 2 hours.
That goes back because one of my friends gave me an iPod, and then in that iPod somehow, because that time you have to connect and transfer everything. Somehow the whole discography of Porcupine Tree only was in that, and that is the only thing I listened to for like long time. So, and I still do, but that was like for me the start and the present also. It's not only like it's not ended.
Meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we heard about how we all heard our first prog songs and how we got into the music. But I wanted to ask Abhishek, how did you guys create Prog Encounters? How did you actually decide that we'll bring musicians together and have this performance and show? So talk to us about those back in those days, how you guys just came up with the idea and what it's been like all these years.
So interesting thing is, Prog Encounters started as an idea for a single gig in 2023 when Pulsar, we were launching our first album, Coming Back Home. So we thought we'll do a multi-act event. Space Remedy was a part of the first edition. We had Geometry Box. It was a great gig. The following years, when we thought, can we like do more with this? Can we start like expanding to Mumbai to start with? Is there any market? And gradually we kind of got the sense that, I mean, while it's still niche, that there is an audience for prog, we kind of had that opportunity to start something which was novel, like the first ever. That's how we brand P as the only dedicated prog concert series across multiple cities. So I think 2024 was a big year where, of course, we got Koshish on board, but we just got an idea that this can grow over time. It need not just be like an ad hoc thing. And year on year, Angad, we've just been kind of learning, trying to get bigger bands, trying to become more slick the way we. I mean, more than just the gigs, we really kind of pride ourselves on how professionally we can manage this event, give the artists a good experience, do the payouts on time. So we're really trying to build value, not just by the bands, but how we show up. So yeah, it's been a incredible journey. We are here in our fourth year. We've had more than 30 artists we've curated over the past 4 years, 5-6 cities, and yeah, this year is one of our most special editions. I mean, a lot of big things happening. First time we're doing a weekend in Bangalore. So yeah, so far so good. Hopefully we'll continue the upward curve.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I've worked with you guys on the last couple of editions, and I have to say it's so nice to see you guys getting it slicker and really getting it smoother. I think slick is the right word because a lot of things go behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Fucking kudos to you guys for creating this space for Prog.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Nice.
Thanks to you guys, and like we've had the privilege of working with amazing partners, Sinusoidal, all of you guys, the bands. I think it's a concerted effort. It's a community, and like all these guys here, they all come together to make it magical. So yeah,
I think for us also it's
a
been
big
this is a
opportunity.
great.
Yeah,
I think a great association, and we were just talking about it that the genre is a niche genre, and if we can give an event in a single event where people who really understand and you want to come and experience, so like a good bands, good music, original music. I think everybody's doing covers, so something which is unique. So I think it's a great initiative, and we are so happy to collaborate in this.
Definitely. There's no one's doing prog.
It's a ignored genre.
Really, it is,
somebody giving it such importance, and it's a big deal. It's
That's
a
what
win-win
fosters growth as well.
Exactly.
Even the first edition when we guys played, so that time also I think it was a pretty good solid show, man. We still revisit those videos, and still I think one of the good kind of events and good kind of crowd we played for.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I think the community, because there are a bunch of people like us out there who enjoy this music.
Yeah.
And from the audience perspective also, especially for this year, getting a 2-day edition, they know they buy a ticket for a show and they get a very wide horizon of bands from prog music space. That's a great deal. I'm sure for the audience, it's a great experience.
Awesome, guys. So now we're going to do something a little fun. What song has been stuck on repeat on your playlist for the last week?
Weak. Shit.
What is the holy grail of prog? Like one song if you had to choose. What is that one song for you which you're like, this is what prog should be, this is what I want to emulate and create?
Sure.
And lastly, what is one song which is a guilty pleasure? Something which people might not expect that is on your playlist. It could be
The first answer is the same for me.
Oh yeah? That's been on repeat.
I'm enjoying the guilty pleasure right now.
He's doing it right.
Okay, I have to swap my answers in that
Yeah,
case.
sure.
I'm forgetting the name.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah?
Everyone's forgetting
Dude,
guilty
I
pleasure.
wrote something and I cut it and
You can sing the song out because I'm pretty sure the melody is stuck in your head. Now time to reveal, guys. Everyone set?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hands down, stop writing. Time's up.
Right.
So yeah, let's start. Let's go in our usual order.
Alright, so the song that I'm stuck on since last week is Deprived. It's by Riverside. It's a very beautiful yet depressing composition, and really digging it.
The song I've been stuck on is called The More. It's by Opeth. It's from the album called Still Life. It's a beautiful song.
Song I wrote is a song called Ghost Behind the Mask by a band called Laguna, incredible power metal band, very 80s Skid Row kind of vibe, so just been tripping on that, yeah.
So for me, it's by Rick Miller. It's called Return to Akbar, and this it's a very not a very famous artist, but he's a multi instrumentalist, and I've been blown away by it's very haunting music, soft prog haunting kind of. I like that. So yeah, I've been stuck with it.
Let's go with the next one. What is the holy grail of prog for you?
Yeah, I think it's anesthetized like by Porcupine Tree. I think it just has everything you can expect, and yeah, the way it takes off and the way it lands you towards the end, I think it just concludes your trip very well. So yeah, I think it's the holy grail for me.
For me, it's Hair Apparent by Opeth again, from the Watershed album. And it has everything which I feel a prog song needs to have, even from the atmospheres, the structure, and even the time signal changes, and the upstrops, stops, and everything, and the growls and the clean variations. So I say it's Hair Apparent for me.
For me, I think it'll be Metropolis by Dream Theater. Just like an absolute monster song, starting with the opening intro, signature. Everything about it, I think, is like very, very aspirational for prog heads. So yeah, Metropolis for me.
I don't know, it's a coincidence, man. For me also it is anesthetized.
You guys are in the same band.
Yeah. We are in the same band.
Good thing. Yeah.
And same psychology also. So for me also, I think,
Doing it right.
as he said it, I think anesthetized just gives everything.
Yeah, man. Enough said, honestly. And the last one, what's your guilty?
Alright, so there's a song called Keder. There's this artist called Sanaya Ali that I discovered. She has like 10 monthly listeners on Spotify, but I'm just blown away by her voice. The song isn't Turkish language, so I don't understand a word, but the production is sick and the chord progressions are beautiful, and I'm just it's a candy to my ears. So I've been listening to that a lot.
That's so good to hear that you found a small artist and you're not afraid to enjoy their music.
Absolutely,
Just for
absolutely.
that.
I reached out to her and I told her that I'm blown away, and she received it so well.
That's so nice,
then-
bro. We need listeners like you, fuck yeah.
Yes,
Yes, man.
I've been listening to 21 Savage a lot. It's hip hop, but yeah, Red Drum is one of the tracks which is my guilty listening. But yeah.
Nice. I would have never guessed.
Oh, really?
I would have really never guessed.
The
Nice.
production is so unique. Hip hop has
Yeah.
a lot of creativity in it.
Yes.
That's so true.
Totally.
So true.
That's the reason.
Okay, so for me, it's a song called Tearing Up My Heart by NSYNC, which is like a super fun song, very, very OG song. Great melody, great rhythm. Like, I think we'll play it at the Prog Encounters after party maybe.
Nice.
But yeah, that's the one for me.
So for me, it's a very famous song. So it's Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit, because it's something I don't listen, but I have like old vivid memories when I was starting to play the drums. It was very, so it helps me kind of relive memory, but I really don't listen to much of that genre anymore now.
Would have never guessed it. Like, when's the last time you listened to that?
It's in it keeps on, it's in the playlist.
It's there, here and there.
Yeah.
In the
Keeps coming and I don't mind it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next song, Drum Beatles.
So yeah, we are Space Remedy again, and we are gonna play a 45-minute set for this edition, and it's gonna include 4 of the songs from our new album, which is gonna be out in May, and one oldie goldie from our old discography. So it's gonna be a great show. If you wanna add something?
Yeah, so anybody who has been to our previous gigs, so I think this time whatever we are going to do, it's all new material from the new album. So definitely, we are very looking forward to play it for all of you. So there are 4 songs, a lot of different atmospheres within these songs, and so I think we have. It all connects in the end. That's how we see it. So yeah, so we'll be playing those 4 songs.
Yeah, so I'm Vishal from Fallen Letters, and we released our debut album last year in September called Mind Fractures, and we'll be playing the full album live for the very first time as part of Prog Encounters on the 24th of April, which is the Friday, and we'll be playing with Space Remedy and another band called
Perception Delta.
So we are excited to play the full album, and the tickets are on Skillbox, so we hope to see you there.
Pulse Theory is playing on the 25th, on the final day of the season. We are playing with Koshish and Among the Signs. A very special set of shows for us, because we'll be playing some unreleased songs, like brand new tracks from our upcoming album, which is called Dreaming in Dystopia. So we are playing 4 brand new songs, including a single we released a couple of months back. So entirely different vibe, kind of new elements which you're going to see on stage. So really looking forward to that. Even more exciting, on behalf of Prog Encounters, this is the first time we are hosting a PE weekend of sorts, 2 back-to-back days in Bangalore. We've never done it. 3 incredible acts on each day. So yeah, all gearing up to be something really epic. So yeah, see you guys. Tickets are on Skillbox. They're selling out fast. Some incredible names on the roster. So yeah, hope to see you guys.
Guys, come down to Fandom.
On the 24th and 25th of April.
It's all happening at Prog Encounters 4.0.
Tickets are available on Skillbox.
Cheers. See you guys.
Cheers, see you there.
See you guys.